RoboCop Rogue City is one of the best 7 out of 10s I have ever played. In just under 2 years, developer Dayone has refined everything that I thought made that title great in the expandalone unfinished business. RoboCop is heading to the OCP Omni Tower. My playthrough lasted for roughly 7 hours, and while it was more fun than ever, it wasn't all sunshine and chrome. Please allow me to explain why in the XboxEra review of RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. The majority of RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business takes place in the OCP Omni Tower. It is a massive leviathan of an unfinished building, a decrepit statue to all that is wrong in RoboCop's Detroit of the 80s future. The top floors of the building have been taken over by a mercenary force, and they are the main antagonists of the game. As though Omni Tower is technically out of police jurisdiction, a raid on RoboCop's precinct that leaves most of his co-workers dead has him out for vengeance. Unfinished Business is mostly action with a few decently well-paced living areas in which you'll get your detective and side quest hat on. The main story itself is a fine bit of revenge. It doesn't feel like your choices matter to the same degree as they did in Rogue City, but I'll need multiple playthroughs to really know if that is the case or not. And you will occasionally play as characters besides RoboCop. There's even a flashback level featuring Alex Murphy, the man before the machine, as well as a few other surprises I will not spoil. Those shifts from the walking tank into other types of FPS gameplay helped keep everything fresh. Even with its short runtime, I could see a little bit of murder fatigue setting in if you were only blasting mercs the entire time. That combat is as fun as ever, with the latter parts of the game making you feel like a robotic machine god of death. If you played Rogue City, and you really should as it's joining Game Pass, before Unfinished Business, you'll know the basics. You are RoboCop, a human-robot hybrid with an armor-covered frame and an incredibly powerful and fun-to-use pistol, alongside various in-game-only abilities. Those abilities are unlocked by default in Unfinished Business, so your extra armor, dash, slow time, and flash functions are ready the moment the game starts. The gameplay is largely the same as the base title. You shoot, move into and out of cover, slam through doors and walls to breach them, and can use enemy weapons as a secondary. As far as new weapons go, there really was one standout that came later on that was a lot of fun to use. As this is a one-area focused title, the mission structure is different. You are always pushing forward, never coming back to the precinct in between or exploring the city to find the next one. The majority of the time, you are looking for a way to find your way to the top of the towers while helping as many civilians as possible. And I did call this an expandalone before. This is its own separate $30 purchase. It's an expansion to the original game, but it is not DLC for it, if that makes sense. Think Spider-Man Miles Morales. The upgrade system is also the same as in-game actions give you experience points, and every 1,000 points nets you an upgrade point, which can go into a series of stat groups. There is also the PCB section that lets you play a little light puzzle game with various shaped pieces to upgrade that default sidearm, and by the end of the game, those boards make you into that Murderbot god in the same way the base game did. It is all fun, generally feels great on Xbox, except for all of the hitching. I think Unfinished Business and its 2 graphical modes, performance and quality, look better than the original from what I remember. I played entirely on performance as it's a shooter and I need a smooth frame rate. In either mode though, the game had a pretty bad problem with hitching in my review build. Constantly, especially later on, the game suffers from stutters that can last anywhere from a split to up to a full second. One of the main places I had the issue was during the new takedown animations. When RoboCop and an NPC are near certain items, you can kill them with the press of the right bumper. It goes into a cutscene, at which point the game stutters a bunch, textures don't load correctly, and then it cuts back to the gameplay, ruining what should be a cool moment. And the really bad hitching mostly happened in the larger play spaces that are full of NPCs during the detective parts. It's a damned good looking game in general, though NPC character models can give you a little bit of that Unreal Store asset vibe. I think the lighting and clarity in performance mode feel like a step up over the first game, but that is ruined, at least for now, by the stuttering issues. Hopefully, a day one patch or some early tuning will fix it. There's also a small chance it was just my Xbox that was having an issue, so please keep an eye out for what other reviews are saying, though hardly anyone ever reviews anything on Xbox. The audio suffers no major issues, with a great mix of the old movie soundtrack and some new thumping beats powering up the drama whenever necessary. The voice acting and writing continue to be way better than this level of game normally has, with Peter Weller's RoboCop being a great mix of deadpan humor and occasional fury. The main antagonist is the only weak spot, with a bit of a mediocre buildup that isn't helped by his generic looks and sound. Wrapping things up, I think RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business is an expandalone that outshines its original in almost every way. Better pacing and bigger moments are marred by poor performance at launch. If you can look past that, or it's been fixed, and you enjoyed the first game, then this one is an incredibly easy recommendation at only $30.